Good afternoon from the East Coast and welcome back to RSBN. I'm Robert McNeely. President Trump will be holding an event celebrating military mothers along with our First Lady, Melania Trump, coming up just moments from now. President Trump completing that meeting with UK Prime Minister Starmer. He was on the phone along with the wonderful UK ambassador to the United States, along with our U.S. ambassador to the UK, all on hand with Vice President Vance, also Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent, Howard Lutnick over at Commerce, Brooke Rollins at Agriculture, among other cabinet members, really celebrating this beautiful trade agreement between the United States and the United Kingdom, something to celebrate on this 80th anniversary of victory over the fascist allies in World War II. Now, it took a little bit longer in 1945 to finally take care of the Japanese Empire, but something to celebrate today. And President Trump saying May 8th was celebrated all around the world, whether that be Russia, whether that be for Western allies. And finally, we could celebrate it once again because 80 years later, we love this country. We love our history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. As you see there, Vice President Vance, along with our Second Lady, Usha Vance, in the East Room. And that is right there. That's my favorite portrait of President George Washington. Truly a great one, and it tends to stay there in the East Room. But President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump honoring military mothers and the role of the military mother, especially since World War II, taking more and more of a front seat in the public view. And without their due diligence, without their hard work, we would not have been successful in so many engagements, and engagements that really brought the end of extremist thought. But some of these things boiling up nowadays, whether they be fascist and communist in nature, especially on our college campuses. We see President Trump working hard in overtime against institutions like Harvard to defund their public funding because they can't keep their students safe, especially the anti-Semitic racism that takes place on those campuses. And as President Trump said last week, at the Alabama Crimson Tide will be leading the world, not the Harvard Crimson. Enjoyed that as well. Breaking news here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. There is white smoke from the pipes at Vatican City. So that signals that a pope has been selected, and we will wait for the Cardinal Dean to share those words of Habemus Papam. We have a pope. We don't know exactly the name or who has been selected, but that can be confirmed now. White smoke has risen above the Vatican in St. Peter's Square. So a pope has been selected for the Holy Roman Catholic Church. We will bring you that name as soon as we get that confirmed over the channels. So a rather quick one. So that might have marked just a few series of votes here, either 2 or 3 by the Cardinals. And the way they get that smoke is they actually take those ballots. It's a 2/3 vote in the conclave. Those are then burned with a specific substance that either creates the black or the white smoke. And the white, of course, signifying now there is a pope that has been selected. So what will happen right here in that moment, they will go to the Room of Tears. That is where their vestments are prepared by an Italian vestment maker who does many different things, but actually specializes in clergy's pontifical wear. Also, many priests will go and purchase some of those vestments while visiting Rome and the Holy See. So we look forward to that announcement, as this is a great celebration here in the East Room. You see Attorney General Pam Bondi there with military mothers, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump holding an event celebrating military moms. And thank you to all our moms. A happy Mother's Day. I'll be able to celebrate with my own. I'm looking forward to that on Sunday, because without our moms, we'd be nowhere. And as Abraham Lincoln once said, I owe everything to my angel mother, and I feel the same way about mine. So not to get all sappy on you on this beautiful Thursday, but it's a beautiful time this month of May to celebrate mothers in our lives and all they do to sacrifice so that we can be successful and good, law-abiding, productive citizens. That's the hope they have, and they have been a major role in the shaping of this great nation. Even going back to, that's another narrative you hear from the far left, that somehow women were suppressed even from the beginning of this great nation. Think about people like Betsy Ross, who made that flag, those who had such great influence like Abigail Adams over her husband, John Adams. They stood up. That means President Trump is in the room, joined by First Lady Melania Trump. Let's toss it there live now to the East Room. There, but President Trump is celebrating with First Lady Melania Trump. We'll send it back to the East Room.
And we just had the Ukraine. We just were notified that Ukraine just approved our big rare earth deal, which could be worth trillions of dollars. A lot. And overall, we're doing very well. We have a lot of things happening. We have a very big conversation in Switzerland taking place this weekend with China. Has anyone heard of China recently? Yes. And they want to make a deal very badly, and I wouldn't be surprised, but we have tremendous things happening on trade, the likes of which we've never seen before. The UK deal was a big one. They've been trying to make that deal for 25 years. They've been unable to do it, and we were able to do it, and it was really something special. The Prime Minister was on the phone and the whole thing. It was really great. And now they're negotiating various other very, very big, strong trade deals. Nobody thought it would be possible, Claudia. Look at our great Congresswoman over there. Nobody thought it would be possible. Look at, well, we have senators. We have the whole ball game here, huh? Hi, Joni. So with that, I'll thank everybody for being here. This is a special building, a very, very special place. There's nothing like it anywhere in the world. No matter where you go, they come in, they say, wow, this is something. And I want to give a very big welcome to the White House and all of the people that come here and they love this place, but most importantly to the military moms, by far the most important. Right, JD? It's still a few days early, but let me be the first to wish everybody a very happy Mother's Day. It's going to be a great Mother's Day, and very happy. I had a great mother. I had a mother. She was such an angel. She could be very tough, I will say, but she had her tough moments, some difficult moments she had, Pam, but overall, very, very good, I will tell you. I had a great one. I especially want to thank one of the best moms that I know that I've ever seen. Sometimes she's almost too good. She is so good with Barron, but he's growing up strong and nice, and he's a good boy. He's a good student, so I want to thank you. You've done a great job. Thank you, honey. Great First Lady. And thanks as well to Marine veteran, Vice President J.D. Vance, and to Second Lady Usha Vance, a mother of 3 young children. And we know that they're going to do very well in school because they were the 2 top students at Yale Law School. So genetically, they should be in good shape, right? They're not going to say, gee, Mom, I can't figure this out. But also with us is Attorney General, special person, by the way, Pam Bondi. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Pam. And Secretary Hegseth's wonderful wife,
And it looks like we just have a feed issue coming from the pool. That's okay. We could talk here about a number of different things. Looks like a great start to that event. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump celebrating moms today, specifically military mothers. And I love how he goes, oh, there's a bunch of congressmen here. And a lot of times he'll announce them. Sometimes he won't, depending if he likes them or not. So I like his style because he has a lot of things to attend to, but two huge victories. So we have the U.S. new trade deal announced, which is beneficial for both countries and both great citizens of two fine nations. Also, of course, that minerals deal with Ukraine and ultimately the ending of that terrible conflict, which has cost the lives of millions. But breaking news as well, we have white smoke. That means there has been a pope selected at the Vatican, and we are waiting to see who that person is and what name they will take on in this moment. So a big day for Western civilization, a big day for President Trump on the 80th anniversary of the victory over Europe in World War II, and a great day to announce trade deals, a great day to celebrate countless victories of this administration. And we'll go back there live to the East Room of the White House.
Thank you. And represented in this room are the nation's finest Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force. I love Space Force, you know. I have a special little feeling for Space Force. When I did it, they said, you're kidding, and now we're #1 in space by a lot. We were getting decimated in space, but now we're #1 by a lot. I was very proud of that. First time in 78 years that we had a new force, Coast Guard and Marines. I especially want to thank those of you who support the First Lady and me every day, including the military and social aides here and in the White House. Incredible support. In this room are crew members of Air Force One, said to be the best pilots in the world. I don't know. Where are you? Raise your hands. I want to get ready. We're going to take a little trip this weekend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Said to be the best. You better be the best because I'm traveling with you. Nurses from the White House Medical Unit, musicians from our great military bands. They do such beautiful work when we have dignitaries. They come around. They're as good as anybody in the world. You can go to the Philharmonic of any place, and they're as good as anybody. And so many others, dedicated and devoted service members. You all do an outstanding job, and you should take tremendous pride in what you're doing and what you do. I'm pleased to report that since November, enlistment numbers for every branch of the armed forces has surged to the highest levels in 48 years. Can you imagine? Now, I do want to say that during the campaign, I used it all the time because it was good to use. I use whatever I have to do to win. You don't mind, do you? But I used it all the time. Your numbers were so bad. It was so embarrassing. Nobody was signing up. Nobody wanted to go in the armed forces. Nobody wanted to be a policeman. Now, just a short time later, that was in June, July, and then we started surging, and they started getting better and better, right, JD? But once November 5th took place, they had numbers signing up like we've never seen before, probably, maybe ever. But they say the minimum, you know, you're talking 30, 40 years. Nobody wanted to sign up. They weren't proud of our country. Now they're so proud of our country that we have the highest. We've attained the highest levels, I think, ever, and the police forces too. And the firefighters, I never forget the firefighters. They're all doing great because people now love our country and they're proud of our country again. And it's only been really 3 months. It's not that bad, right? Right, honey? I think maybe they're like our First Lady and our incredible Usha, Second Lady. I always have a hard time saying Second Lady. I'm not sure is that a compliment or not. I say, JD, do you like me calling her the Second Lady? I don't know. That's the way it's been. She is a great person, great person. We used to have shortages. Now we have waiting lists because of all of this great spirit that's really devolved. It's been incredible. So as we celebrate military mothers today, we look forward to an incredible future for the United States Armed Forces and for our country itself, and for those great service members and for all of you who love them so much. And now it's my pleasure to introduce that very special woman that I talked about, our great First Lady, and she's loved by all. I just walked by the rose garden, and that is the most beautiful thing. We saw it yesterday. You know, she took a lot of heat. She did it. It was so gorgeous, and these people couldn't do that if they tried. And those flowers were blooming. I said, how the hell, two weeks ago, this is like beautiful green, but it was not, and now it just happened so quickly. But you did some job. Thank you very much, honey. Come on up.
It's okay. No worries. Welcome. And thank you very much for your kind words. Motherhood. The life-changing event that makes women invincible and exposed at the same time. It's remarkable, really, that my son's life creates unimaginable, unpredictable concerns and thrills for me, even until this day. All caring mothers understand this rare feeling. Nothing against fathers, of course. But in my opinion, and I'm sure everyone in this room agrees, only a mother can grasp this particular point. Military mothers in America, together, have developed an extraordinary parallel journey. They are filled with stories of personal sacrifice, determination, loss, and healing. Certainly, only military mothers have experienced this level of grace and resilience of American life. And finally, aging. A sudden shift in family dynamics. An unexpected positioning change in life when caretakers become the caregivers. If this has happened within your family, you understand the precious nature of motherhood. Here now, in the White House, at this pivotal moment, I urge you to prioritize your well-being, nurture yourself, for your strength is the bedrock of a brighter future for our children. By caring for ourselves, we empower the next generation to thrive. Together, let's build a legacy of resilience and hope. Your journey matters. Embrace it. And indeed, the sacred strength of women is a profound force. With unwavering love and nurturing wisdom, we have the ability to inspire, uplift, and shape the future hearts of our children. This power, rooted in compassion and resilience, is a beacon of hope that lights the way for generations to come. Let us unite to honor the beauty of motherhood, champion the grace of our journey, and inspire those who follow. A mother's love and wisdom empower our children to flourish, instilling in them the courage to reach their full potential. Motherhood. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
And just lovely statements from First Lady Melania Trump and President Donald Trump celebrating this Mother's Day, holding a specific event for mothers who have served in the military. And it's so true to her words that if the mom ever takes on the role of not only supporting the family, but in such a capacity as a military mother, it's even more special and more sincere. So we thank the First Family for their kind words and celebrating their son Barron, who has turned out to be quite a gentleman and a very young gentleman at that. Very tall, though, as well. So we look forward to his future. This first family having been through so much on their own right, from lawfare to fake impeachments, also to assassination attempts, and they are strong and really have been put through the ringer to serve the American people. So God bless the Trumps as we continue to celebrate countless different successes here on this beautiful May 8th here at the White House. And of course, we are live from the loveliest village on the plains in Auburn, Alabama. Trade successes with the United Kingdom, also celebrating Mother's Day and our great military. So much more lined up for you today in other streams, including Secretary Sean Duffy talking about a new streamlined traffic control prowess and plan that will all be put together in lieu of Pete Buttigieg, and what a joke he was as transportation secretary. And President Trump said from the Oval Office today, oh, you got Buttigieg and Crockett leading their team for the presidency. That's really a combo. So we'll look forward to that in 2028. And Vice President J.D. Vance there with Second Lady Usha Vance. And what a team Trump-Vance has become to make America great again. We have white smoke breaking from the Vatican. The Holy See has selected the Cardinals, the College of Cardinals, roughly 133 able-bodied voting members of that group have selected a new pope. We are waiting for the name. We are waiting for the traditional vestments and the reveal to be out on St. Peter's Basilica on that great balcony to address the world for the first time with the Urbi et Orbi, which is the papal blessing for the first time. We look forward to that. And it is roughly, if my math is correct, we are looking at around 6:30 Eastern for the Holy See, for Rome, Italy, at the Vatican. So we look forward to that as well. A big day of news. Stick with us here at Right Side Broadcasting Network for just about everything breaking, not only from your White House, but also across the world, as May 8th, this beautiful month of May, turning out to be a consequential one, not only for our great country, but for those around the world. So we look forward to that breaking news from all over the country and all over the world there. So President Trump on the move. There's no stopping him in his pursuit to make America great again, make America strong again, safe again, healthy and wealthy again. Imagine how much has come to us in real time since President Trump has taken office. I think the biggest one thus far this week is the fact that Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, who was on hand celebrating military mothers in the East Room at the White House, announcing over 200 arrests related to criminal child trafficking, the sex trafficking happening, which is really a scourge upon this nation. This country is the biggest consumer of that, which is just a sickening thought to have cross your mind. But over 200 have been arrested in connection to the Epstein investigation, and that hours and hours of footage are being viewed and examined by the FBI. Kash Patel also speaking on that, the FBI director, to Senator Kennedy during a panel in the United States Senate as well. So we have that having going on as well. So a programming note, at roughly the next stream here, we will have Transportation Secretary Duffy to announce an all-new air traffic control system. Will start a new broadcast in roughly 30 minutes to cover all of that. So that will be interesting, especially for those of you who travel a lot, with some of that being in the news with some of those emergencies that have taken place since the beginning of the year. Also at 3:30 Eastern, we'll be live for FLOTUS once again. She's donning almost a papal chic today with her white. She always looks great, sounds great, and represents this country so well as First Lady, unveiling a new stamp honoring former First Lady Barbara Bush. So we look forward to covering both of those items for you, and we'll also stay on this new papal election. The conclave has concluded. There is white smoke, and we will see moments from now who that person will be emerging in St. Peter's Square as the 267th, pontiff of the Holy Roman Catholic Church. Well, stick with us here on the right side of history, rsbnetwork.com/donate. We'd be very appreciative to have your dollars and support journalism from a citizen's perspective. We want that here on the right side of history. We want that for you as well. Or you can text RSBN to 801-801. And for all America First updates, of course, look to rsbnetwork.com/newsletter. That's where you can get all the access, whether it not just be on broadcast, but also in the written word. As we are proud to be here in the loveliest village on the plains, Auburn, Alabama, highlighting and showcasing and covering inside and outside the Beltway for you. Stick with us today. We'll see you back here on another stream in about 30 minutes for Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy making a large announcement. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you back here in just a few moments.
Welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network, your trusted conservative news outlet. At RSBN, we deliver the truth when the mainstream media falls short. Since 2015, we've proudly broadcasted every single one of President Trump's iconic MAGA rallies, bringing you the excitement and energy live before anyone else. By watching RSBN, you get an unfiltered front row view of the action on the ground. We interview the crowds to give a voice to millions of Americans just like you. We show you President Trump's speeches in their entirety, free from interruptions and censorship. We cover the stories that matter to you with the integrity and passion you deserve. Thank you for choosing RSBN as your home for America First News. Together, we stand strong, united, and informed. So join us and be part of the right side of history.
You've heard how hard it can be to get access to medications like ivermectin, all the things they don't want you to take because they're actually effective and they don't cost all that much, right? You've seen that one before. So it's critical to have something like that on hand for any emergency and to be prepared in a time of crisis. And that's why I want to tell you about All Family Pharmacy. They're cutting through the nonsense and they make it easy to get hard to find medications when you need them most. They'll provide the prescription, no hoops to jump through, no waiting room, no hassle, and they deliver it right to your door. All Family Pharma even lets you order in bulk so you can stay ahead of the curve. Head over to allfamilypharmacy.com for 10% off your first order. Again, allfamilypharmacy.com. It's simple. Get the 10% savings. Be prepared.
President Trump is keeping his promises and saving America. And your kids can learn all about it for free with a new Kids Guide to President Trump. This fun guide shows kids all the steps President Trump is taking to put America back on top of the world stage, including building a strong economy, protecting our borders, and negotiating trade deals. It's an exciting way for kids to learn about President Trump's outstanding leadership. Act now and get a free bonus guide, The Courage of the President. Order now at freetrumpbook.com. That's freetrumpbook.com.
Hey y'all, it's Silk from the Diamond and Silk Chit Chat Live Show. Look, don't forget to check me out right here on RSBN Network. Be sure to watch the show on Right Side Broadcasting Network, and I want you to support Right Side Broadcasting Network. Yes, it's imperative that you do so, okay? I look to see y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to announce the next generation of energy drinks, Rev 7. It has no sugar and no caffeine. Instead, Rev 7 uses Go BHB. Go BHB is one of the body's primary ketones, and it provides the most efficient and clean fuel that your body needs. It also helps you stay energized all day with no crashes. Not only that, it produces 3 times more brain energy than sugar, which helps boost your memory, focus, and mental sharpness. It also helps reduce stress and helps balance your mood. Rev 7 does all that while being the best tasting energy drink ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% today. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7. For a limited time, you get our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. I drink Rev 7 every day and I absolutely love it, and so will you.